Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the greatest show on earth. Welcome to the OC. Bitch.
And the crowd goes wild.
What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do well.
Of course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to Whatcha Say, an OC podcast. My name is Elise Daly.
And I'm Scott Daly.
Together,
We're the Dailies. This is the podcast where each and every week we grab our backpacks and head back to school to discuss the hit 2000s teen drama, The OC. This week on the show, we're covering Season 1, Episode 9, The Heights.
Before we take this show to the heights, we're going to go to everyone's favorite section.
Oh, wow. I need a lot more energy from you there, babe.
I already had all the coffee I can drink today.
You just gotta
Can't
ramp
have
it
any
up.
more.
Just give me an
Scott,
hour
this is the
and
part
15
of
minutes of energy.
The podcast where you and I look back on the week and we talk about the good, the bad, the rosies, the thornies. But as always, we're going to start with our theme song.
Every rose has its thorn.
Has its thorn.
Just like every night has its dawn.
Dawn, dawn, dawn.
Every cowboy sings a sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah. Jesus. That's just you tried to save it. I appreciate the attempt to save it. I really do. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So this week, Scott, we're going to start talking about your thorn. Scott,
thorn.
what is your thorn?
So this is one of those things where we had a very big, busy weekend. So our roses and our thorns are kind of
Intertwined. They're on the same rose bush, if you will.
They should.
Yes.
My thorn is connecting flights. So
Yes.
we went to Albany this weekend.
We did.
We actually have just returned.
We did.
literally got home half an hour ago, and we're so dedicated to you people that it is 10 o'clock at night after a full day of travel, and we're here recording this episode because that's just the podcasters we are.
Or Scott told me to.
That's just the podcaster I am.
Yep.
Anyway, so we were up in Albany. Albany is not a direct flight from Dallas. That's where my sister lives. We were visiting my sister and her children.
The kiddos.
Yeah. So we had to do a connecting flight, and we booked our flight through one of those third-party save money websites.
Yeah, why not? They give us the best prices.
Yeah, which we've come to find out is a thing that you probably shouldn't do if you are not flying direct somewhere.
Exactly. That's what the flight attendant on the way back
Yes.
was saying to someone I overheard. I eavesdrop a lot.
So basically, the idea here is if you book through the airline, they will see when your connecting flights have too close of a distance to each other, and they won't let you book that flight.
Yeah, there's like a minimum of 30 minutes
Yeah.
for a connecting flight.
But
But a third party, they don't care about that.
So we had, from the time our plane pulled up to the airport in Detroit, Michigan, to the time our next plane departed, not started boarding, departed, we had 27 minutes. And we were at the very back of the plane, row 30-something.
38,
yeah.
34,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It was the most stressful. And of course, it is the last and only flight to Albany for the rest of that day. So if we missed that flight.
We were 20 minutes behind.
Oh, yeah. We were 20 minutes behind because they oversold the flight, and there was someone in standby sitting on the plane that they shouldn't have. And it took them forever to figure this out. So basically what this involved in is us sprinting very quickly down. I've never been to Detroit, Michigan. I've never been to the airport in Detroit, Michigan.
I don't think we can say we've really been to Detroit,
No, I
Michigan.
think this is the least amount of time anyone has ever been to Detroit in the history of Detroit.
Yeah.
Because we were there for about the half a mile that we sprinted down the airport with people staring at us and wondering what was going on because we had a bunch of bags. And then we made our plane though. So this is a thorn in that this sucked. I hated it, but everything ended up working out. Thank goodness.
And the sprinting through the airport is what leads you to my thorn. Which is I did not wear my sprinting shoes.
Well, yeah.
I wore my boots that have a heel of about 4 inches.
Yeah.
They're wedges, so they're easier to balance on, but they're not made for sprinting through an airport.
No, I mean, those boots are specifically made for walking.
Only walking,
and that's
not running.
And that's just what they'll do.
Just walking.
Yeah.
Yes. And so as I was running, and I thought to myself, I can't roll my suitcase. I don't know if I told you this. I decided I can't roll this. I should just carry it and see if I can carry it.
Oh, bad call.
That was a really bad call. I think that initially got me off to the wrong foot. And then I opened it so I could roll it. And I was already behind because Scott just took off.
Yeah.
And then my boots, they just wouldn't hold up. And so after the first, flat escalator that just gets you there really fast, I decided if Scott can just get there before me, they'll hold the plane. So I just sprinted the rest of the way because my shoes were not having
I totally
it.
lost you.
And I get to the gate and I told the lady, I was like, these were not my running boots today. She looked at him. She's like, it's okay. Just get on the plane.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, to be fair to myself, that was my thought process as well. I didn't just abandon you. My thought process was,
it's okay.
If I get to the plane,
I know,
because they shut the door 10 minutes prior to boarding.
Yeah. And we had about 5 minutes before they would have shut the door. We walked
2.
through.
It was 2. I was looking because it was a 10:20 departure. So 10:10, the doors were shut. I rolled up to the gate at 10:08.
Well, and then we checked in, and then I was trying to catch my breath while I was walking from I don't know the correct terminology.
And they told you
to
were
hustle. Like, you need to move. We want to close the door. I was like, just trying to catch my breath here.
Come on, lady, please. Yeah, that was rough. Let's not do that again.
It was real rough. Let's not. But what was the good thing that happened?
So, I mean, the good thing was everything else we did during that trip. We had a great time. My sister and her family moved up to upstate New York 2 years ago, and maybe more.
2.5.
2.5 years ago. Yeah. And we had never been up there to visit. It's just we never got the time. So we had decided, I think, months and months ago, back in May, that we were going to make this trip. Mm-hmm. And so we've been looking forward to the while. The kids have been looking forward to it. And we had a great time.
We did.
I didn't realize this until I actually sat down with my sister and calculated it out, but I had not seen my niece and nephew since
almost a year.
Thanksgiving last year.
Yeah.
So it was great to see them. They're getting so big. 3rd grade and 1st grade. It's insane. It's insane how old they are now. I can't deal with it.
I mean, I haven't seen them since birth, but I have my cousin's kid that's about to graduate high school, and that just really makes me feel
they're
old.
Like real people now.
Yeah, they are.
But they were very fun. I mean, it was like it's a good reminder of what parenthood is going to be like, because it's like constant attention. Like you need to be giving them stuff to do constantly. I think we got asked the question, what now? 37,000 times over the course of those 3 days. My nephew Silas invented a game in which you threw a plastic peach into a fireman's helmet
with eggs in it.
And I don't know, why
eggs.
that part matters.
I don't either.
But he created there were levels. There were different levels, and he wanted us to do 80 levels.
We didn't get through all.
We did 20, and then the next day we did 15, and that's as far as we got. But he's like, well, today you got to do the 40 you didn't do yesterday, and then we got to do the 60. And I'm just like, Silas, buddy, no. We distracted him with other things, and it worked. It worked. It was great. I loved it. What did you love about the trip?
I loved the fall. I mean, I loved getting to hang out with them too.
Of course.
But also all of the fall festivities and just the fall in general.
Yeah, for those of you that don't live in Texas, we don't really get a fall here.
No.
We got a cold front last week. It was like the first cold front we've had so far, and that's about it. And pretty soon we're just going to switch right to winter. And it's going to be
what we call winter.
Yeah. I mean, it's like winter in
doesn't really get to be winter until February.
I mean, winter in that the trees are dead and there's no color anywhere. Not like coldness.
Yeah.
But we don't get upstate New York.
We don't really get seasons. We just get the summer and less summer.
They get the fall.
Yeah.
You like those trees? You like those
I did.
colorful
The trees
trees?
are pretty. Trees are pretty. Apple cider was delicious.
What else did we do while we were up there?
We went to some festivals.
Well, you didn't talk about the apple picking.
We went to pick some apples.
We picked some apples right off a tree.
We picked some apples. We took some apples home.
They're
some delicious.
Snapdragon apples.
And macoons.
Macoons
And Snapdragon apples.
A little too tart for me, those macoons.
You didn't even have one.
I had the slices that were on the table.
They're supposed to be juicy and sweet. That's what they said.
No, the Snapdragon was juicy and sweet.
They're both juicy and sweet.
Snapdragon is the way to go. You know,
well,
can we all just collectively agree that the Red Delicious apple is the worst fucking apple in the world?
Awful.
It's a terrible apple.
No
if you like
Red
Red
Delicious,
Delicious, I'm disappointed in you.
I prefer the Granny Smith over the Red Delicious.
Yeah, I don't even like green apples,
I
agree. I know.
Okay.
Honeycrisp is the way to go. That's a good apple.
Or Snapdragons.
I mean, yeah, I didn't even know those existed until this weekend, but I'll snap me a dragon. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I know.
So it was a good trip.
It was a great trip.
Had a good time. We're back recording a podcast so we can go to bed.
So I can go to bed and you can stay up and edit. So this week, Scott, we watched episode 9 called The Heights. The Heights is the 9th episode of the season 1 of the OC. It was written by Deborah J. Fisher and Erica Messer, directed by Patrick Norris. The first of 6 episodes actually directed by Norris, and it originally aired on November 5th, 2003.
Wow, we're in November already.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I know.
Here is the summary as written by the incomparable OC Wikipedia. At the opening day of a new school year, Ryan doesn't feel like he fits in at his new school of Harbor High, and Luke doesn't make the situation any better when he and his jock friends continue to bully and harass both him and Seth, who doesn't like being at the school any more than Ryan. That was one sentence. Meanwhile, Sandy accepts a case at his new job, a case that will test his relationship with Kirsten and her father, Caleb. Anna and Seth hatch a plan to make Seth feel better with his current situation. Also, Ryan and Luke confront Marissa and force her to choose one of them. Last
it's not really good.
part doesn't happen.
There's not a lot of truth in that.
No, that's real bad.
It's not real good at all.
It's real bad. So let's see if Elise Staley can do a little better.
I'll try.
Are you ready, Elise?
I'll try my best. My brain juices aren't really working really well right now.
Well, that's not good for
But I'm
the
going to do it the
podcast.
best that I can.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the first day of school. Everyone's excited to get back together, but now there's going to be some relationship drama. Ryan and Marissa are classically the couple that continues to miss each other. Seth and Anna are friends, but maybe more. Seth still likes Summer, and he's trying to win her. Sandy gets a case at work that's going to put their relationship, or him and Kirsten's relationship, in a compromising situation, and there's lots of secrets between them. Ryan goes out for the soccer team. There's a carnival.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
It's pretty good. I'm going to be honest.
I just added a little bit at the end.
I'm going to be honest with you, babe.
Yep.
Not the highest energy summary. I mean,
I know.
For 30 seconds to do the summary, the energy level there.
Well, but here's the deal,
low.
Scott.
Was this a strategy? Was that what you were
Yes,
thinking?
it was. It was you have to stay calm, cool, and collected, because when you start to hyperventilate and get everything in, that's when your brain starts getting away from you.
So
and
it's not.
You can't clearly get the 30 seconds.
It's not just because you're extremely tired.
It's not.
That had nothing to do with it.
It's not, Scott.
Right, good,
it was
good,
really all about the strategy.
Well, with the most,
Wasn't that a pretty good one, though?
with the most amount of energy you can muster.
Yes.
Talk to me. What'd you think about the Heights?
The Heights. This is the height of the season so far, Scott.
Were you just making a pun, or do you actually believe that?
I was just making a pun. I really liked the trip to Tijuana the best so far. But I appreciate this episode because this whole show is about kids that are in high school and haven't actually been in high school yet.
Truth.
And so now they're finally in high school.
Yeah.
And so I like this episode in order to get to see what high school life in the OC is like, which is very different from my own high school.
A little bit.
But yeah, so I like it for that. I like it because Anna's back. I liked Anna a lot whenever she was in here before and missed her. So I'm glad that she's back. And glad that the whole Ryan Marissa thing is now kind of taking off, I guess.
Wink. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good.
Sure.
What do you think?
I thought this was a very well-written episode. I thought the structure of this episode was really good. I thought the A plot and B plot, being the kids and the adults, really echo each other in very good ways, interesting ways throughout. Sorry, go ahead.
Here's the thing. Do you get tired of the constant mirroring?
No.
Between the adult and the child?
I think that's fun structure. I think it's fun structure to see how their problems are similar and different. How they're having, like, the big thing is Sandy and Kirsten problems with communication and how they're angering each other. And then we have Marissa and Ryan problems with communication and how that's upsetting each other. And then you have Seth and his little B plot over here on the side, and it doesn't really...
But Seth speaks truth that's applicable to both of those relationships.
It is. Yeah.
Honesty, Scott.
Sure, yeah.
Honesty, Scott.
By the way, oh, stop it. I am honest with you.
Tell me the truth.
By the way you were phrasing your question, are you tired of the mirroring, the matched beats between the two?
Sometimes it's just like, come on, do something a little different.
I think it's clever.
It's fine.
I think it's clever. I think that's why I enjoy this episode so much.
I like the characters enough.
I mean, I think I like episodic TV when there's like a theme of the episode and then all the stories revolve around that theme. And I really feel like that's what this one had. Yeah. I really feel like the idea of honesty, the idea of communication, is what this episode is about. And you have some characters that are being very good at it and some characters that are doing very bad at it. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
So
well, okay. This episode opens with being the first day of school.
Yeah.
And Kirsten's talking to Seth. I love Seth's dynamic with his parents. Let's just talk about that for a second.
I think that's the best part of the show is how Seth plays off his parents. And we don't normally pick it up in these beat by beats because it's just like, because just repeating funny lines is not good.
Really,
so we
just
can't
how
really do
Seth
that.
Just is with everybody. He's my all-time favorite character this entire show. Anyways.
I agree.
But
he's also one of the... He's a very good actor. He's not like the best actor ever, but he's very good at
this
his
role
lane.
because this is him.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they're just bouncing back and forth, and Kirsten's, trying to be the mom that knows about her kid and is trying to have playful banter and use the cool lingo because that's what really makes parents feel like they're in and they know what's going on when they know the lingo.
Is that true, or is that just like a TV thing that writers do?
No. Scott, it's true.
Ugh. So parents you interact with at your job try to use the cool lingo.
Yes, it's true.
Have you ever seen a parent dab?
Yes.
I'm very upset about this.
Yes. Anyways, so Kirsten's decided that the word rad is the new word.
2003.
So, she's talking to Sandy.
True?
He comes in, Seth looks so rad today. Then Sandy and Kirsten and Seth have just this playful banter, and in walks Ryan. And Ryan is not a Cohen yet, but Ryan is, starting to learn his Cohen-esque, skills or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And one of Ryan's skills is, though the Cohens say things with many words, Ryan is a man of very few words and a man of very many looks. And I appreciate the looks all throughout this episode that start with this conversation.
And this is what I mean by I think this is a sharply written episode, that it opens with the look Ryan gives in this conversation, and they play that beat multiple more times throughout the episode.
Yes. And Seth just wonders, how can he say everything with just a look?
And Ryan can't even say anything with words.
He just looks. Yeah.
But the problem with these communicate through looks deals, Elise, is sometimes you get misconstrued.
I know.
And people misunderstand what's going on.
I know. It's a problem for Ryan because Marissa sees these things and doesn't know how to interpret them. And Marissa and Summer are also getting together before their first day of school to have breakfast and see what's going on. Summer, it would be like picking your friend up on the way to school. Yes, I've done that before.
Really?
Gone to breakfast with people before school started. So don't be like, did you never do that in high school?
I got up at the exact amount of time I needed to get to school on time. There was no time in the morning to hang out with friends and eat breakfast.
There were certain days of the week where we would go to the local taco shop and have breakfast tacos before school.
That's insane. What are you doing?
And then there was another time where during one of our classes, we would just leave our class and then just go get breakfast tacos because we were supposed to go do something off campus and we got it done early. And so we would just go and have breakfast tacos. That's
cool, I guess.
It was delicious.
I had to turn you up because you're being so tired.
It's delicious. The guy that made the breakfast tacos, he knew us, and so he'd always give us free flour. I just turned myself up, but you turned your mic up, and I don't understand why you do that when you just say that I'm silent, and so then I'll turn myself up. There's no need to turn me up. I can turn me up.
Well, don't do that. If I say I'm going to turn, if I twist the knob and then you talk louder, that creates a double problem.
I know. And you know what else is a double problem?
What's that?
Is Jimmy trying to make breakfast.
Jimmy Cooper.
Awful. Who makes French toast in the oven?
I mean, nobody, but that's just a great depiction of how hopeless and lost Jimmy Cooper is.
You know
what the funny thing is? Julie Cooper probably doesn't know how to make French toast either.
But I take that back. French toast casserole. You can make that in the oven. And Paula Deen's French toast casserole recipe is quite delicious.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyways, theme music, California. Here we come. Okay, it's the first day of school, and now everyone is back at the campus. And of course,
there's drama all around.
Because everyone knows what happened with Marissa and Luke.
And not only does everyone know what Marissa did in Tijuana, they're just loudly talking about it in front of her, knowing she's there, which is like, I understand people in high school are mean to each other, but I feel like
they were really mean.
We're a little, I don't know, like more cautious with our meanness. Like,
nowadays,
we don't like outright say this kind of stuff, but in this show they do.
Back then they did.
But who's got Marissa's back?
Summer.
The best
girl. Girl, Summer. So Seth, Ryan, Summer, Marissa, they all ran into each other at school because this is where now most of this, show's going to take place at school.
Notice because Ryan's job.
Because that's where everyone is. Yeah.
No more job for Ryan.
They're all chit-chatting. Marissa and Ryan are, starting their little budding relationship because Ryan now recognizes that Marissa doesn't have Luke. So he wants to, put himself out there again. So they're going to meet after school, which is great.
Yeah, they are.
And
in fact, Ryan is like, why don't we just ditch school and go hang out? And I'm like, Ryan,
it's your first day.
You worked really hard to get into this school.
Good impressions, please, Ryan. Good impressions.
A little disappointed in our guy there. Still that Chino rebel at heart.
Yeah. So as they walk away,
go on.
Seth decides that even though Summer isn't really giving him much time of day, he's slowly thawing her heart. I love that. There's just all these little lines that Seth says. I think we should have a segment of the show.
Of shit
Seth says this.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Seth says,
here's what I want to do.
Something.
Here's what I want to do one day in the future. I'm going to get some audio from the show into this podcast, and I'm just going to sprinkle in the Sethisms.
Oh,
just gonna sprinkle them in. That's how you know we get real professional.
Is it Sethisms or Cohenisms?
I think it's
Sethisms.
Yeah, because I mean, you could be talking about Kirsten.
That's
true.
That
Sandy.
Sandy's got some good ones too.
But he's no Seth. He's no Seth Cohen.
That's true. So the kids are at school, which gives the parents time to play. Hey. Evidently that was their hot and heavy time whenever they were little. Or not little, but younger. Yeah.
When we were small children.
So Scott, for our next little part, we're going to think about things to not say to your wife while rolling around on the bed.
Okay. I will take, I should have found an attractive coworker years ago for 1,000, Alex.
Yes, Scott. That sounds like a lovely thing to not say to your wife while you are smooching and rolling around on the bed, because that definitely is not going to put her in the mood.
Well, attractive is just a figure of speech. He doesn't really mean it.
I think that's bad move, Sandy. Bad move.
Another name for this episode could be Rachel becomes the antagonist of the OC.
Scott decided he did not like Rachel.
I hate this woman, and we're going to talk about reasons why I hate this woman. She is evil. She's evil.
Is she evil?
She's evil.
Is she?
We'll get there.
I don't know.
The most important thing is that Kirsten Cohen is wearing fishnets.
I love fishnets.
I have nothing against fishnets. It was just very surprising to see her in her full business regalia with some fishnet stockings on. I don't think fishnets, and I think business professional. You know, it's just not on my list of like.
I wish it was.
Things.
You know
why?
Because fishnets make a woman feel powerful.
Do they?
They do. You put on a pair of fishnets, and you're like, man, I could get stuff done. I love wearing fishnets.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, they unfortunately don't get to finish what they started with those fishnets because both of them get phone calls at the same time.
Bring, bring.
From their prospective work spouses. Sandy's being Rachel, Kirsten's being her father.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of that scene.
Yeah, but back at school, Seth and Summer, they're walking around together in public.
Yeah.
Gasp.
So my prediction, kind of wrong. Maybe. A little bit.
Yeah, so they're at least talking.
Yeah. She doesn't seem to be like directly ignoring him.
Yeah.
In the ways that we thought that was going to happen. Like, there's no scene in this episode, is there, where like someone's like asking her why she's hanging out with that guy.
Right.
None of that happens.
No, but guess who's back? Back again. Anna's back.
Her hair's
Tell
bad.
a friend. Guess who's back from sailing to Tahiti? Anna's back. What? Anyways, thanks.
Hey, Elise.
Yes.
I might be jumping the gun here a little bit.
Yes.
Anna's haircut. It's real bad.
Yeah, it's not the best.
It's real bad.
It's not
and
the
look,
best.
I have
okay,
nothing
now here's
against.
the deal.
I have nothing against short hair. I think short hair looks great. I think she has like 4 different haircuts during the course of this episode, and I think 2 of them are good.
I'm gonna correct part of what you said here. She didn't have 4 different haircuts. They styled her hair 4 different ways. And so here's the problem with this haircut in particular. She looks really good with short hair. I think the actress. I think she can pull off short hair. The trouble is they don't know how to style the haircut that she has, which is posing a problem. They're experimenting, and they're experimenting in so many different ways that they don't know what they want to do, and some of them are really bad.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why do they need to change it up so much?
Because they don't know what looks good.
Well, the third one they picked looks good. Do Marissa and Summer's hairs change daily in this universe?
No, but they have longer hair, so it's a little bit easier to work with. Shorter hair, it's very tricky to find out what style works best.
Well, whatever they started on the scene we're in right now, when she's got like a rubber band in part
with
of
the
it,
poof,
and
the
it
front
poofs, and it makes the back of her head look crazy poofy.
Yeah.
And it looks awful. Like, I am very happy Anna's back on the show because I like Anna, and I like the dynamic that Anna introduces in this show.
But you don't like her hair.
The nerdy guy that is somehow the nerdiest kid in school, and yet 2 extremely attractive women are chasing him, which you'll only find in television, specifically television in which the writer of the show has put himself in to one of the characters. But love it. Great. Yeah. Hair, hate it. Don't like it.
So Anna's back. Seth and Anna are all buddy.
Yeah.
And after Summer walks away, Anna is questioning Seth. You know, what are you doing,
Why are you
Seth?
still chasing that girl?
Why are you playing easy to get instead of hard to get? Girls love the chase. I'll help you get Summer, Seth. Which is just dumb. Which
Anna,
is not
here's
good.
Here's bad communication example number 1.
Yeah.
Anna clearly is into Seth. Obviously, clearly. Seth is completely
major into.
He just doesn't recognize that at all.
No.
But Summer does get immediately jealous here. Like, Summer and Seth are talking, and they're bickering back and forth because that's what they do. They bicker. Yes. And Anna shows up, and Summer's first reaction is, excuse me, we were talking. And it's like, oh, like, I expected Summer to get jealous over the course of this episode. I didn't expect it to be like that. That was crazy.
Well, yeah, someone's taking the attention away from Summer. Duh.
Is that good? I don't know how I should feel about that.
Scott.
Uh-huh.
I love attention on me.
I
get upset when people take the attention away from me.
Should I make you more jealous?
No. You should pay more attention to me.
What if I don't want to do that?
Scott.
Yeah?
You're my Seth. And I'm your Summer. And let's just admit and recognize that.
You're definitely an Anna.
I'm a mix of both, probably.
Yeah, you're kind of mean. Like, you're
both.
kind of a mean. You got the Summer meanness and the Anna coolness.
Thank you. Okay, so moving on. This is where, again, Scott gets upset because Rachel comes in to check on Sandy at work. Now, let's just pause to remember Rachel is the one that during Sandy's courtship with the law firm was the one that was initiating all of the meetings and everything.
Giving him gifts.
We felt as though, yes, they had a background and it was confirmed that they did from law school. So they have some history here, you know.
They do.
And so Rachel comes in and just gives Sandy this new case that she had called him about. It's a case that we know that Sandy's going to like because it is, you know, fighting against people trying to corrupt the natural, you know, life that there is on this preserve of land.
There's some wetlands, and they want to build.
That's what it was, a wetland.
They want to build. I think it's called the. I think it's
a
the
development.
Heights. I think it's the Heights something.
Yeah.
There's our show name, show title. Yeah, so she
and
brings
Sandy
this to
can't
him.
let that happen.
No, he can't do it.
No, because that's, you know, everything that goes against him and the big man trying to defeat the little man that can't fight for himself called nature.
Yeah.
And you know who the big man is, Scott?
Who's the big man?
Of course, it's his father-in-law, Caleb Nickel, and his company that his wife works for. Dun, dun, dun. What's going to happen, Scott?
So, I mean, what's going to happen is this is a conflict of interest, and this lawyer should never, ever, 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 ever take the case.
And that's what would happen in the real world, Scott. But we're not in the real world. We're in the OC.
Fortunately, the plaintiff or the
company,
the defendant in the suit, I'm not sure which one, the plaintiff in the suit, has waived their conflict of interest, so they don't care. They don't care. In fact, they want him specifically for this.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, no lawyer would ever do this. But
Sandy Cohen would, because Sandy defended Jimmy.
He did.
So Sandy actually has no morals because he's going to defend men like Jimmy.
I did not think that's where you were going with that. I thought you were going to say Sandy defended Jimmy. He's the one that brought Ryan in here. He sees the good in people, and he wants to protect the little guy no matter what. Even
Sandy's going to say, I know that you did something wrong, but I'm going to make it okay anyways.
Strife with the wife. Yep. Strife with the wife.
Yeah, so we're going to have to see how that plays out. And in the meantime, Marissa decides she just doesn't want to do anything anymore, and she wants to go into a shell, and she wants to hide because everyone's talking about her, and when everyone's talking about you, the only thing that you can really do is you can just go away.
Yeah.
But that's not what the dean says.
No.
The dean gives Marissa this pep talk, and the dean, she says, you know, when people put the pressure on you, you don't just let the pressure have you give in. You have to stand up,
to rise up,
and you have to
reach new heights,
not disappear. You can't disappear, Marissa. You just have to be seen and let them know that you're there, basically.
So,
and Marissa, I can do this. I can be the social chair. I can plan parties still.
Thanks for the pep talk, because I didn't want to have to find a new social chair to plan the back to school carnival. Which, can we talk? Is this high school? What world do 11th graders plan an entire carnival on their own?
It would just be like a student council.
Yeah, but this carnival, and we're going to see it by the end of the episode, is a big frickin' carnival.
And you know what?
Like, it's one of those ones that will hang out it looks similar to the ones that'll, like, go to a mall parking lot and post up there for a few weeks. That's a big operation. It's a lot of money involved in this thing.
And also, I think was done fairly quickly.
Yeah, very. It's
all these parties here.
I think 4 days. Yeah. 4 days
all
maximum.
All these parties.
And the only thing we saw
quick.
them discussing was cotton candy or funnel cake.
Okay, well, here's the deal. If she was a social chair last year, they could have started it, and so they're just nailing down the details, but still.
Yeah.
It was a quick turnaround.
People were most upset after she almost died in Tijuana. It's because they didn't fucking call the Ferris wheel guy.
Who's going to plan the parties now? Maybe it'd be Anna. Maybe Anna and Seth could plan the parties because they seem to be really good at working together.
Yeah, if you want.
On jobs after school.
If you want parties at the anime convention.
Cosplay parties. Anyways, so both of them are all joining the same clubs after school. They're going to spend lots of more time together. And Marissa ditches Ryan in order to get involved in the social club. So they're going to reschedule the ride. This is where we learn that Ryan is afraid of what, Scott?
Heights.
Ryan is afraid of heights.
Episode title, Double Meaning.
Yes. So, with all of this that's going on, Ryan is just feeling very unqualified for school.
He's feeling really overwhelmed.
He's feeling like everyone has a thing. You know, Anna has the newspaper. Marissa has the social club. Seth has his women. And Ryan needs a thing, Scott.
Seth has his women.
Seth has his women.
Seth has his women. That's a sentence I never thought anyone would say.
Yes. But it's okay because with Ryan, we have this opportunity, so Seth says, to actually have someone with real talent in the family. Someone who can do
physical
things.
Talent.
Yes.
Yeah. Sports.
So Sandy and Seth decide that Ryan should go out for the soccer team.
And he played soccer once, apparently.
Yeah,
and so
why not?
Soccer. Boom.
Yeah. So anyways, when the kids go, Kiki gets a phone call. She's going to breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And at this point, this would be a really good time, Scott, in order to tell your wife that your dad probably called a meeting for breakfast that seemed really important
meeting.
because there's this court case and I'm on
sued.
it. And that would be a really good time to say something. I know it would start a conversation on her way into work, but you know, I would appreciate you not having me caught off guard.
To be blindsided by it. Yeah, probably a good call. Almost as if they're not communicating very well here.
Yeah, basically.
It's like the theme of the episode or something.
Yeah. So Jimmy, I don't know what Jimmy's doing these days.
So
I don't know, Scott. What is Jimmy doing?
Where's he getting money?
I don't know.
He doesn't have a job. He can't cook. He says he's going to go get a cookbook to learn how to cook today.
And he doesn't.
And then the next day, he didn't get the cookbook. And so he has cereal. What did he do all day? I mean, the show is basically treated as all of Jimmy's legal problems are over now. And so he's just chilling?
With what money?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Is the divorce finalized
And where is
yet?
Julie living with what money?
Julie Cooper is not in this episode at all.
No, and you know, Julie doesn't have family that has money either.
No.
Because we know where she's from.
Riverside.
I don't appreciate how you said that, Scott.
Right next to Chino.
No. You can't say she's from Riverside.
She's from Riverside.
But anyways, so while Jimmy's just doing his thing because Jimmy just does his thing. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Who's here, Scott?
Fucking Luke shows up again. I'm so ready for the show to be done with this guy, but I didn't realize he was a series regular because he's in the opening credits.
He is.
And so that means...
Now, I think that you will enjoy Luke shortly.
We'll see. It's going to take a lot of effort.
I think you're going to end up on Luke's side.
So Luke has been consistently since Tijuana been trying to get Marissa into a room and apologize. And she's made it very, very, very clear she is not interested in hearing what he has to say, and he just keeps doing it, and involves showing up at her house in the morning before school. And Jimmy Cooper, you love the man. He does nothing. He wants nothing to do with this. He's basically like, yeah, she told me what happened. She doesn't want to talk to you. Leave.
But if anyone knows about being in the doghouse,
don't say it. That's the best line in the
Luke's
whole
not
episode.
super smart
No,
at
he's not.
times.
The idea of saying to Jimmy, if anyone, I figured you would know about being in the doghouse. It's a bad tack to take there, Luke.
Yeah.
It doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Love that. Jimmy Cooper
Slam that door.
Sticking up for
You may not
his
know
daughter.
how to make breakfast, but you know how doors work, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And that's
you
what
know,
matters.
You know who would have let Luke in that door?
Julie. Yep.
Cooper.
Julie. Because Luke has money and she wants money. And that's all really Julie cares about. And all that Seth cares about is Summer.
Yeah.
And so he's still, rocking that plan to try and get Summer.
Yeah, we're starting the twist on the love triangle when person 1 of love triangle is trying to help person 2 of love triangle get person 3 of love triangle, or what I call the 10 things I hate about you acute angle.
I loved that movie.
Okay.
I still do.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Anyways, so Seth, Summer, and Anna, they all have a class together. And it's a science class. And science classes in the school seem to be 2-part. There's the actual class, and then there's
a
lab.
This is basically college. They're
it's a prep
basically
school.
going to college.
It's a prep school. So Anna's sitting down. Seth walks in, and there aren't very many seats left. And he's about to sit down next to Anna, but then Summer's about to walk in. And Seth can't let Summer just not know where to sit and look like she's lost.
Yeah.
So Seth decides to give the chair that he has that's next to Anna to Summer. And Anna's not having that.
No.
Because that's not playing hard to get. That's playing easy to get.
Yeah.
And Anna wanted to sit next to Seth. That's
Yeah,
the
she
real
did.
thing. Anna wanted to be next to Seth. So how do you get next to Seth if there are no seats next to her?
Sit down
How
on
do
my
you do
lap,
that?
Seth.
No.
Wait, no, that's not what.
Ho, ho, ho.
Elise.
What?
No.
I didn't call her a hoe. I was referring
You did.
to
You
Santa.
did. That's bad. That's
I was
bad,
referring to
Elise.
Santa Claus.
She invites him to sit on the other half of the chair. And this is, I mean, like, what Anna has done here is now made it so.
But she put him in between them.
Yeah, but every move Anna makes now is seen to Seth as helping strategy to get Summer. And so she can kind of fly under the radar and getting to sit right next to him. And it's just a bad plan. It's just a bad plan. Anna, I thought you were smarter than Anna, who swept into the show and was like, confidence, Cohen, you gotta have confidence. I thought she was smarter than this, but she's just not. So
No.
the love triangle continues.
And we have a triangular explosion right in Sandy's office because Kiki found out what she knows that Sandy's law firm is going to go and try and destroy her company's plan to take over the natural preserve.
And she is understandably very upset.
Yeah.
Because why? That's just a bad idea. It's just a real bad idea.
Yeah.
What kind of idiot would take this case?
Sandy.
Yeah. I do like that she throws a bag lunch into his face. Just throws it right at his face.
She's got some fire.
She does.
She does, and I appreciate that. And Ryan.
Even if his law firm, and he has no control over his law firm's doing it, it's not his fault. Tell her, communicate with her, talk with her.
Yeah.
Once again, the theme of the episode, lack of communication. Bad.
Yeah. So Ryan decides to try out for the soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
Luke's the captain of the soccer team because you can't just be the captain of the water polo team. You have to be the captain of the soccer team.
When you're a jock.
And the striker, of course.
When you're a jock, you jock all over the jocks.
Yes. And Luke tries to talk to Marissa, but she does not care about him. And she just is so upset because she waited. She waited for him.
Yeah, I mean, they had just had sex before all this went down.
For her first time.
She cast in that card, and then
he turns
immediately
around
turns around
that.
and bangs Holly.
Yeah.
And I'll give Luke his credit. He seems genuinely sorry here. He's crying. He says, I love you. Just because I ruined everything doesn't mean I didn't love you. Do love you. And what does she say back?
You know, the worst part is, if I hadn't caught you, I'd still love you too. That was a great line, Marissa. I know that you thought that the other line in the show was the best line, but I really think that was a great line.
It's a pretty great line. Here's the problem, though. Our boy Ryan walked in on this conversation.
So he thought that they were going to get back together?
Yeah, he saw half of this conversation. He saw the half where Luke said, I love you still. Didn't see the part he left before Marissa said the whole line about how she was done. And Ryan, in his brilliance, decides that this means that they're getting back together, and he's really mad about it, and he storms off. I hate relationship conflicts in stories in which the conflict can be solved by the two people just talking to each other. However,
that's life.
I do appreciate that this particular show takes the time to illustrate exactly why they're not talking to each other. Because the next thing we see is that everyone's giving people advice.
Heart to hearts. Everyone has heart to heart conversations for the next little bit. So the first heart to heart conversation is Ryan to Seth. Mm-hmm. Since you're a boy, I'm going to let you take that one over. How is that heart to heart?
It was pretty good. I mean, Ryan thinks that they got back together, but he doesn't know. And Seth is basically like, hey, just talk, just communicate, talk to her. Say, hey, what's going on? Here's how I feel. Talk to her.
Some solid advice from Seth.
Yeah, good job, Seth.
Way to go. You haven't really been in a relationship, but you know what you should do.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like telling the truth and being open is just in life generally
seems like a great idea.
The best idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, what's Summer's advice to Marissa?
Lie.
Fuck.
Don't tell the truth. Pretend like it doesn't happen.
Which maybe would have worked if Luke didn't, or if Ryan didn't already know about the meeting. It's a bad plan, Summer, bad.
So they both try and follow through with the advice, but it's not working because Marissa's trying to hide it. Ryan's trying to ask, but not point blank. And it's bad.
Yeah. So they both test each other, right? Because Ryan walks up and is like, so what happened yesterday? And is like testing her to see if she'll tell the truth. And so Ryan's not really following Seth's advice here either. Like, it's not all on Marissa and Summer, right? Seth gives good advice. Ryan decides not to be like, hey, I saw you with Luke yesterday. I would like to know what's going on. He doesn't do that either.
That's true.
So
that is true.
People are not communicating. No.
But someone who is trying to communicate is Summer to Seth. And she just goes right up to him in lab and asks to be his partner.
Ooh, why do you think she did that?
Because she likes him, but doesn't really want to say that she likes him. But Anna's not having that because she thinks that means that Seth is playing easy to get. But that's not really what is going on.
Why she's doing it.
But that's what she can tell to Seth in order to get him to be Anna's partner instead of Summer's partner. And so Summer's without a partner. And
no,
Seth
Summer
is
gets a
upset.
partner. It's just some random dude.
Yeah, but Seth is confused because she asked to be my partner. Why would I not want to be your partner? Isn't that part of the plan? Me getting her? So why am I not going to be able to be with her?
Now, as a woman, do you agree? I know her excuse is bullshit because the real reason is she likes Seth. Mm-hmm. But do you think it would be good for him in this whole complex situation to say yes to her request or to turn her down? Is that part of the whole chase thing? I've always hated these games. I've always hated this hunt, and like, I think it's bad. I think people should just be honest with how they feel, but I would be lying if I haven't felt the pressure to play into these things. I mean, even when you and I started dating, I was very conscious with like how often I was texting you versus you texting me, because you don't want to seem like you're like way more into it than the other person, you know? So what was the right move here for Seth in this situation? The let's say you like a guy, you ask him to be your lab partner. If he says yes, do you like him more? If he says no, do you kind of want to chase him a little bit more? What do you think?
I think he could be considered to be an eager beaver if he had asked her, but considering she asked him, I would have done it. I would have said it was something that you should do.
I kind of agree because she stepped out there and made a move, right? And you should reciprocate on that. So bad advice, Anna.
Well, we know why she gave that bad advice.
Yeah, Anna.
Yeah. So Sandy's been working on his thoughts about this case that is against his wife's company. And now he's starting to question why his law firm actually sought him out. Did they do that because of really what his, track record was with the case in his previous law firm and with Jimmy? Or did they go after him because they knew that this case was going to be on their hands?
100%. 100%.
Yes, of course.
Rachel says no, of course. She says no. We didn't even know we were going to have this case when we hired you.
But it does not sound very convincing.
Bullshit.
And this right here, Scott, is the reason that you hate Rachel.
This is when she goes straight up evil supervillain.
Now, she does, but at the same time, there's a lot of truth to what she says. And I know that you're upset about it, but you're upset about it because who it came from and the reality of what she said.
Sure. What is it she said, Rach?
She said, if your marriage can't survive this, what kind of marriage is it?
Now...
And it's true. It's just that it came from someone who was the attractive coworker.
I'm going to tell you something.
So now you're like, she's trying to ruin the marriage. She's trying to split them up. And you love Sandy and Kirsten. And I get that. I love Sandy and Kiki too. But still, Scott.
I don't care if it's true or not. She is actively trying to destroy their marriage. That is her goal. That is what she wants to do here. Are
you sure?
Yes, I am absolutely sure that is what she's doing. That kind of statement, you are setting someone up. You are actively trying to get them to make choices that are destructive to their marriage, and it's evil. It is evil to put yourself in this situation and just always nose yourself in and be like, I guess your relationship isn't that strong after all, huh? If you can't take this case. It's manipulative, and I hate her. I hate her so much. I hope she dies.
That's really mean.
And I can say that because she's a fictional character, and I'm not actually wishing someone to die, but I hope she dies.
Okay.
I hope, there's a whole big drama. You know the Whatcha Say song that we've been talking about? I hope she's the one that gets shot. Because I don't actually know who it is that shot, but I hope it's her. Rachel, you suck.
Scott's really mad, and Ryan is mad too in this show.
You're just killing these transitions this week, babe.
And so Luke and Marissa are talking outside at soccer practice, which is where Ryan is. And when he sees that, he gets about this temper that Scott just had.
But once again,
mind blown.
But once again, lack of communication.
Perception is not always reality. And in this situation, yes.
Marissa is at soccer practice to watch Ryan practice.
But talking to Luke.
But Luke stands next to her and he sees her laugh while standing next to Luke, jumps to conclusions, and decides, I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of that guy.
And he does.
And he slide tackles him.
Yeah.
Boom.
Cut to one of the most wonderful scenes in this entire show. It's dinner at the Cohens. And Seth is at the table.
Everyone is having a bad time.
Except for Seth, because Seth has two women and doesn't really recognize that he has two women fighting over him. But you know what? Seth is the comic relief. So he asks about soccer. He gets the look. He asks about Sandy's job. He gets a look. Then he asks Mom about work. The third look, and Seth is silent. Seth gets the point. Everyone can speak without words except for Seth, because Seth has to have words.
Yep.
Seth is a man of many words.
Just shuts up. Great scene. Loved it.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to tie back to the look at the beginning of the episode.
It's one of my favorites. And so Marissa comes to visit Ryan after dinner, and they're both upset at each other for lying. And they think it's not going to happen.
They just snap at each other. They're really mean to each other. And then bam, it's over forever. Ryan, Marissa, that's what they never going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. So after dinner, Sandy goes to talk to Ryan about the coach's call. I think it's actually the next morning.
Yeah. So the coach,
that
it's
is
before
after
school.
dinner.
Yeah. The coach calls and basically says, Coach told me what happened. He's going to suspend you for 2 games. And he leveled with them and he's like, look, dude, like your behavior stuff, it's not just about blowing the opportunity you have at the school. If you screw up, they're going to take you away from us. And I think that that truth, that central truth, is finally what Ryan needs to get it into his head that he's being a fucking idiot. He's being stupid and needs to get out. He needs to get out of his own way and listen to Seth Cohen.
Stop worrying about Marissa. Every time you mess up, it's because of something with Marissa.
Yeah, but it's because of his stupidness around Marissa. Where just people just need to talk to each other. They just need to communicate. And so...
Oh, and I think it's so sweet whenever he tells Ryan that he wants him to play soccer because he wants to go be the dad in the stands at the game.
That is sweet, but it's also kind of mean to Seth. It's like, I never got to be this, and now I can be it with you. And Seth's probably over there going, hey, I do probably sailing competitions, maybe.
Well, but it's different. And Seth, he recognizes the fact that he is never going to be that.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's fine.
Yeah. And so Seth once again swoops in with a good advice.
Yeah.
He's like, I messed up. I screwed up with Marissa. What do I do? Seth's like, apologize. Apologize, apologize, apologize. How does he know so much about women except when the women are interested in him?
He reads it in books.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably
So
right.
both men listen to Seth. First, we have Sandy. Sandy realizes he needs to apologize. So Kiki, she's in a little hot tub. She's drinking some wine. She's trying to cool down. Enters.
She's trying to cool down in the hot tub?
Cool down, like, from her day.
She's trying to
decompress.
Cool down
Yes.
in the hot tub.
Yes, she is. Anyway, so Sandy brings her some flowers. He tells her that he's going to take the case.
Of course he's going to take the case.
She knows he's going to take the case.
This is who you married, she says.
Yes.
He says. And she's like, yep, you're right. You're right. This is why I married, and this is why I love you. And that's sweet.
Yes.
It's a sweet moment.
It is.
I get it.
It's sweet.
I still think it's unethical for him to take the case, but whatever.
And they say they're going to get through it. And I think that that's good because when you say it, you have to be active about it.
Sure. But
Yeah.
the scene doesn't end on them kissing and making up and saying they're going to get through it. The scene ends on right after the line, we're going to get through this. It ends on their phones ringing once again and them being swept back up into their work and their lives. And that is not a good omen to me for the future of this relationship, right?
It not?
It is not. It seems to be a moment of, uh-oh, that we're going to get through this. We're going to come together. We're going to find a way to prioritize each other amidst all this stuff. And that being immediately torn apart by the responsibilities of their jobs. I don't have a good,
shall see.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
We
I don't.
shall see.
I don't have a good feeling about
and
this.
it's the school carnival, Scott.
The biggest what the fuck huge carnival in the world. I can't believe
Get ready for a lot of parties like this at schools.
I can't believe children put on this carnival.
Yes.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know. It's amazing what the teenagers of the OC
When
can
I
do.
was a junior in high school, I had to put on something called I was like we
Prom?
we did a turkey basket thing for Thanksgiving where we like we made big old baskets of Thanksgiving stuff for the less fortunate, and we would
that's
deliver
nice.
them. Yeah, it was great. Me and Michael had to put it on all by ourselves.
Oh gosh.
And we did not do a good job of that. And we needed adults to help us because we were children.
Yeah.
And that was just literally getting turkeys and putting them in a basket. So when I look at this
But it's also you and Michael, so that could have been it,
don't
you
be
know?
mean. When I look at this carnival, I look at no way children could do this.
Anyways, so Seth and Anna, they're going to the carnival together to play games.
Uh-huh.
And after...
What kind of games? What kind of games do they play?
all the games,
Games people
Scott.
play. You take it or you leave it.
When Seth
Things
thinks
that
he
they
sees
say.
Summer and he walks away, Ryan is there.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan calls Anna out.
Finally.
Because you know what? Seth can't pick up on the cues, but Ryan sure does have his street relationship smarts, and he knows what's up with Anna.
Yeah, he's basically
he
like-
sees through that game.
He's basically like, Anna, what are you doing? Why are
she's
you
like-
helping him with Summer?
Because he wants
This
to.
is just the way he sees me. He just sees me as a friend. And
And
Ryan's
Ryan's not
like,
having it. He knows.
you make that move. You make that move, Anna. You make that move.
And Ryan's going to make that move.
Yeah.
He sees Marissa, and he's going to go over to her. Now, in the middle of him and Marissa, stands. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
He's on his way to the Ferris wheel to see Marissa, and there is
Bloop,
Luke.
bloop, bloop.
And Ryan walks up to Luke, and he apologizes for slide tackling him.
He does.
And then he looks past him to Marissa, and Luke looks over his shoulder and sees Marissa standing there, and the look on Luke's face, I don't like this guy as a character. His actor's doing a pretty good job because he gives the look of, I've lost. I've lost in this little game we've been playing.
Back in the look.
I've lost in this game we playing, and by me not saying anything, not that Marissa is a prize, not that people should be treated as prizes and men should trade women like this, but his basic saying is, I am going to step out of your way. I'm going to let you go to her, and I'm going to let whatever's about to happen between you two happen because I fucked up, and this is my consequence. And that is a mature, good guy thing to do, Luke.
It is.
Way to go.
It is.
Way to go.
You're coming around.
No, I
Luke.
still hate him.
You're coming around.
Still hate him.
So Ryan goes over to Marissa. He gets on the Ferris wheel to talk. Oh my gosh, but it stops at the top. And I totally empathize with Ryan here because Ferris wheels are a very scary
Elise
thing.
is terrified of Ferris wheels.
And so it's one thing to be on the Ferris wheel. It's another thing to be on the Ferris wheel that is open and then potentially rocking. And if you are stopped at the top of the Ferris wheel, that's about the scariest place that you can be on the top of a Ferris wheel.
Fun.
It's the most fun for you.
But we were on a chairlift this weekend, and that was really high up, and you seemed fine.
Yeah, well, you're not rocking the chairlift.
I was a little bit, but my little niece was in there, and I didn't want to scare her.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that I had
It was
your...
not for you. When we were in Seattle, I rocked that shit.
I know, and I got really upset. I did not like it.
So you're clearly the Ryan in this relationship.
Anyways, back down on the ground. Scott.
What?
Anna
is taking some
kisses
advice.
Seth.
She just walks right up to Seth Cohen and goes,
Yeah. She lays one right on that mouth.
Right in that mouth.
And all Seth thinks is that it's part of the plan.
Oh, it's so tragic
It's
because
so
as soon as they
sad
get
for Anna.
Anna made her move here, and as soon as he like I think while he's kissing her, he glances over to Summer and sees that Summer is watching, and Summer does not look happy. So it worked, except it wasn't part of the plan. It was Anna making her move.
Sad. It's so sad.
And he gives her a little gift too, which makes it even more tragic.
I know, because it's all he could afford with the tickets that he has, and he thought about getting something for Summer, but he couldn't get anything, so he just got it and he gave it to Anna. Oh, it's so sad. So then he
walks up to Summer and says, in his coolest, most confident way, "Hey, Summer." Hey, Summer.
And he takes a bite of her cotton candy.
Yeah. Trying to look cool. Takes a bite of her cotton candy. And asks her what she's up to. She says, well, Coop ditched me, so I have no one to ride the tilt-a-whirl with me. And he says he'll do it.
Yeah, he does.
And so they ride that tilt-a-whirl. Look,
except Summer says she has a high chance of throwing up. And he says he likes those odds.
Here's where I'm torn. I like Anna. But I want Summer and Seth together. I do. I like them. I like these characters. I want these characters together. It seems to be clearly what we're setting up. And I'm worried here that Anna, who is a character that I really like, is going to fall into an antagonist role because I worry that she's going to kind of try to tank this relationship from the sidelines because she has Seth's ear and thinks that she's giving him advice out of the goodness of her heart. And I'm worried they're going to do this with this character. And I don't want them to because I like her, except for her bad hair.
You shall see, Scott.
We will see. I'm just worried about it. I'm putting that out there. And maybe by putting it out there, it means it won't happen.
Meanwhile, Ryan and I are still scared at the top of the Ferris wheel because they're stuck. And he's freaking out.
But this shows, I mean, this is how committed he is to her. He's showing her, I'm willing to get on this Ferris wheel and be in this scary place with you because I think you're worth it and I want to talk this out with you.
So Marissa's trying to do what she can to calm him down, take his mind off things. And she kisses him. We have two kisses at the carnival, Scott. We have Anna already kissed Seth, and we now have Marissa who kisses Ryan. The women are planting the kisses on the men.
Episode 9 of the show, and Marissa and Ryan have finally kissed. 9 episodes, 9 hours of the OC.
Yeah.
And we've got our first Marissa Ryan kiss. Wow. Didn't think it was going to take that long, but happy to see it. So we end the episode, and they're basically dating. I mean, assumingly.
Assumingly.
I would assume, I don't know a lot about relationships.
No, you don't.
Women.
No, that's for sure.
Anything. But normally,
Indeed.
in high school, when people make out on the top of the Ferris wheel, I assume they're going steady the next day. I don't even know people use that word anymore.
Steady. No, they're just making out.
So they're not boyfriend, girlfriend?
No.
Not going to be boyfriend, girlfriend?
No.
They're not going to be dating?
No. And they just made out. That's it.
Well, this is confusing.
That's what it is, Scott.
So that is the end of the episode. The episode ends on a happy note.
Yeah.
They go for another ride on the Ferris wheel back up to those heights.
Yeah.
Those highest highs.
So that his heart flutters.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Well, except for
Luke and Anna.
And Kirsten. And Sandy.
And Rachel.
And Jimmy.
And Julie.
And Julie.
Oh, but who cares? Marissa and Ryan are happy.
Marissa and Ryan are happy. Summer, Seth are happy. That's all that matters. Those are our big four. Yeah. Those are the Beatles of the OC.
Yeah. Now Scott's not happy because that's
which Beatle which one of the four of them would be Ringo? I kind of feel like Seth's the Ringo.
I think so.
Okay. Sorry, that was a distraction. Let's wrap up.
That's so 2000s.
Okay, tell me. What we got?
All of them are hairstyles this week.
This is what I need to start helping out with this section because you're universally doing hair and clothes.
It's all fashion. So 2000s fashion. This is a very fashionable show. If you're in California and you're in the OC, you care about fashion.
Do you?
So yes. The first one we have is another one with a bandana in summer. Tying the bandanas around the hair in the ponytail. Very early 2000s.
I don't remember. When did she do this? I don't even remember this.
It was their first day of school.
I
do remember
noticing that Summer was particularly amazingly dressed this episode because I just think she's really pretty.
And you were looking at all her clothes.
Yeah, and I just like
checking her out.
And I remember Anna being particularly badly dressed this episode.
Yeah, it's all about those layers in the early 2000s.
Anna's
it's really
carnival outfit is bad, right?
I know.
It's like I don't even know what it was.
I know.
It was some weird.
I know.
It was bad.
It's the style.
It was bad.
It's real bad.
We're
not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about the hair for this one. We'll talk about clothes probably another time.
Okay.
So that was the first part. The second part is the front poof half up, half down. When you take the little tiny section in the front then you twist it and then you poof it so that you have just one little tiny poof up the front.
Which number haircut was this?
The one that you really hated with the spiky in the back.
Hate it.
But anyone can do the front poof. It doesn't have to be just on short hair. It was very trendy. And you wanted to get the poof really high, so you had to use a lot of hairspray.
This is awful. Why did people do this?
The third one is the layered haircut flip out.
What does that mean?
Okay, so both Kirsten and Anna both did this. So you get your layers, but you take them and when you straighten them, you flip it so that your hair comes out. And it's a feathered out hairstyle.
Oh my God, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
And I do not like it.
And that's the one that I'm choosing for the That's So 2000s because that was the hairstyle. Everybody wanted to get the straightener and to get the layers and straighten it and flip their hair out. And it's not good.
I'm going to pick bandana tied around ponytail because I hate the other two and I can tolerate this one. And so I don't want to vote for anything I don't like.
Oh, I'm voting for what was trendy. And that was definitely trendy.
Hate it.
Oh, it was bad. It was so bad. Oh, of course I did.
Oh, I want to see pictures.
It was not good.
Did you do the front poof?
Yes, I did the front poof.
I need a picture of you.
I did all of these hairstyles, Scott. I did all of them.
You're so popular. Gosh, you would have hated me in high school.
Would I?
Yeah. I would have been your Seth Cohen.
That's sad.
Except in real life, Seth Cohen and Summer do not talk to each other.
It's a bummer.
That's the way life works.
It's a bummer. So, Scott, it's time.
It's time for...
It's time. I have to take a big...
Do you have enough energy to do this? It's very late. Are you you doing okay? You doing okay?
Okay, Scott, we're going to figure out what each of these relationships has this week. We're going to start, first of all, with the Luke and Coop. Scott, how were Luke and Coop last week, and how are they facing this week?
You know, you could talk faster without raising your voice. They're not mutually exclusive.
And you can talk nicer.
Last week, we gave them a 1 out of 10.
Okay.
and they seem officially done after this week. Luke still loves Coop, but she is standing her ground, or air, in this case.
I get that because she's on that Ferris wheel off the ground.
And chose Ryan. This time we're going to move them down to a 0 out of 10, which officially removes them from the relationship board. Luke and Coop off the board. Goodbye.
Okay, we are down one relationship. We're going to check in this time with Coop and Ryan. Last week, Coop and Ryan had a 7 out of 10. So despite some confusion and lying at the beginning of this episode, these two made progress this week. They discovered that honesty is the best policy and decided to give it a try and make it work. One thing is for sure, kissing on a Ferris wheel definitely helps make things work for a high school boy. They've moved up 1.8 out of 10.
Was that a penis joke? Was that a penis joke you just made?
No, Scott. Scott, how are Seth and Summer doing this week?
Well, my favorite couple last week, they were the winners at an 8 out of 10. School has officially started, which means the relationship is now under a more public eye. Seth is supposed to be playing to hard to get, and Summer seems interested in getting him this week. But there's someone in the way. Not much progression takes place this week, but no falling back too far backwards either. We'll leave them at an 8 out of 10.
Okay, they've at least not moved either way. This week, Seth and Anna. Last week, they were a 3 out of 10. This week, Seth thinks they're friends and Anna wants more. She uses her friendship in order to convince the oblivious Seth that she is going to help him get the girl of his dreams. But in reality, she wants to get the boy of her dreams. Seth. She kisses him, but he doesn't understand what it truly means. She's back in the picture, so their relationship is at least now having the potential to grow. So they move up 1 point. They move up to a 4 out of 10.
All right, 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10 points right now.
Still nervous about that antagonist potential there.
We'll have to see, Scott, but we have one more relationship to talk about, and that is Sandy and Kirsten Cohen.
Sandy and Kirsten. Last week we had them at a 6 out of 10 in a slow but inevitable decline.
Oh, no.
As much as we don't like Rachel, I'm not going to say this. You type this out. As much as we don't like Rachel, she is true that if their marriage can't survive this case, then what type of marriage is it? This week, Sandy keeps a secret from Kiki that hurts her feelings. While she's upset, and rightly so, she has a secret of her own that she still hasn't told Sandy. That's true. Good point, Elise. He doesn't apologize. He does apologize and states how much he loves her and wants to work through these things, but it seems as the more cards are stacking up against these two in the form of annoying cell phones that keep going off.
Bling, bling.
5 out of 10. Slow decline.
They're moving down. We're going to hope that next week all of these couples will have something positive happen. But I don't think that's going to happen, at least for two of them, because if Seth and Summer progress, then Seth and Anna are going to decline.
Yeah, it's
not going to be good.
It's that love triangle.
Okay, Scott, what do you predict?
I predict that we're going to explore the idea of Ryan and Marissa as a couple.
Okay.
And I don't think it's going to go that great because, there's one thing I've learned about this show. It's when you take away love triangles, the relationship tends to go badly. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to be just great, even streets ahead for these two. That's going to be interesting. We'll see.
Makes sense. Okay.
We'll see.
So next week, we're going to be moving on to episode 10, The Perfect Couple.
And this is why my prediction...
This couple's going to get a 10 out of 10.
This is why my prediction is that, because I think this is one of those tongue-in-cheek meanings where we're supposed to hear this. I think we're supposed to hear this episode title and think, oh, look how great things are going. I don't think they're going to be going...
It's not going to be that great.
I mean, it could be a Kirsten Sandy perfect couple. It could be a Marissa Ryan perfect couple. It could even be a Seth and Summer
or
perfect
Anna.
couple, or Anna. I don't know, but I think it's going to be a little tongue-in-cheek. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So that's all we have time for this week. If you like this podcast, you can check out all the other shows that we do over at doofmedia.com. What are some of those other shows, Scott?
We have shows like Deep Impact, a deep dive of Wild Bo's web serial Pact. We have shows called Do the Right Thing, which is a 30-minute writing prompt exercise podcast that encourages you to get out there and write. So if you are a writer listening to this podcast and you're like, man, I haven't written in a while, I just never have time. Well, here is a perfect. Why are you looking at me like that?
Do all writers talk like that? Man, if I haven't written in a while.
Well, not with that twang, no.
That's what you sounded
I did
like.
not.
You did. You did a voice.
So listen to Do the Right Thing. We also have the Doofcast, which is our like grab bag potpourri podcast where we talk about all different kinds of media. And of course, we have our book club, which is coming up next week.
Hold up.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that in Clyde Warren Park, the company Poopery built a giant poop emoji installation?
No.
For a marketing thing?
No.
Yeah. It's not quite finished yet, but it's going to be an experience.
We got to go see the poop emoji.
Okay.
That's my rose for next week.
So also, other than just listening to some of our other shows, consider donating to our Patreon, patreon.com/doofmedia. And if you happen to be listening via Apple Podcasts, why don't you head on over there and drop us a rating and a review? We'd love that. Right, Scott?
We would absolutely love that. Please do. And please share our podcast with anyone you know that loves the OC and loves me.
Or me.
But mostly me.
Of course, mostly you.
All right, guys. Farewell from the OC. You beautiful people. I'm not going to call them bitches. That's mean. That's mean to call people that.
It is.
It's a mean word.
That's a Luke thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And the fact that you've made that the start of every one of our shows, well, that's insulting to the people.
It was your decision.
Bitches.
It's not nice.